All right, hey guys, good evening. How you doing? It's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Actually putting my meat on a little bit sooner than I want to because I got a lot of meat on, so I want to get it done in time. So I've been preheating my pit right at just above 100 degrees. Pellet system is running. It's only been running for about maybe 20 minutes. It don't take that long to preheat your pit. Using my meter block, we'll get into the meat in just a minute and look at the firebox. But hey, I wanted to bring you guys in because I had an issue with my last cook with my racks slipping and stuttering a little bit, and yeah, I got with Mark, sent Mark some pictures, man. He diagnosed the problem. A couple things you got to check, especially when you got to do some PMCS on your pit because there's a lot of moving pieces on here. And the first thing was make sure you check your belt, make sure it's tight and not loose. Make sure you don't have no frays, no gouges, no rip, just like a regular old, fan belt, on your vehicle. Okay, but the issue was I had this shaft, right? My wheel was coming off the shaft, and actually it's probably a good half an inch that this wheel was coming off, and that shaft was inside. Was inside the wheel, so my wheel was about to come off. It was tight, but I used it so much that it just worked its way off. So you got to make sure, hopefully Mark, I'm saying this right, you got to make sure that this shaft is at least a quarter of an inch out from that wheel. If you see it going in, bring it out about a quarter of an inch because the wheel to this wheel must be lined up, and if it's not, you're going to have that skipping and you're going to have that stuttering. Okay, so hopefully if you guys got that, hey, check it out every now and then. And these bolts here, there's 4 bolts that he told me. All right, there's 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then this one and the one in the back. That's used to level the motor and to also loosen to help of course level. And then you use this bolt right here to loosen the belt just slightly, where you can just bring it out or push it in. I had to use a rubber mallet to push it back in because it was kind of tough. But then you got that little pin here, and you have that little metal piece in there that keeps it tight to that shaft. So you got to make sure you got to take that off first before you can push your wheel back in. So that was the issue with the slipping and the stuttering. Okay, but once you get all that done, get it nice and tight, get that shaft pushed back in, come back in, go ahead and level, and then tighten with this bolt right here. So as you're cranking this down, it's going to tighten your belt. Loosen it, loosen this bolt. It's going to loosen your belt. So that's FYI. Same thing down here. You got that shaft here. It's like a quarter of an inch out, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Make sure it's not pushed in. If that shaft is pushed into the wheel, bring it back out so that way this wheel and this wheel stays in line and you won't have that slippage. Okay, all right. Hope that helps somebody out if you ever have that problem. Let's check on the meat. Let's turn this thing back on. So pretty much loaded down today. Okay, here we go. All right, it's leaning just a little bit. All I gotta do is push it in and get it leveled out. So I got 5 briskets, 2 pork butts, 1 picnic, and my brisket skirt. So I'm actually using all 8 racks today. So now I got a nice smooth rotation going around my pit. There we have it. So everything is level. Let it go around a couple of times before you close that door. And then I think you should be okay. If you see it leaning like this, down a little bit, that means let me stop it. You can either move the meat or you can move the rack. I'd rather move the rack because it's easier. And then it goes back a little bit. So my briskets, I think my smallest briskets are 14 pounder. And guess what? You know what? I left my beef shoulder. So I will be doing that later on at the shop. So I wasn't gonna put it on with this cook, but I forgot it. So I am using my meter probes for my cook tonight. I got all 4 probes in. Let's go check the back. So I think we're about ready to close this up. Okay, let's check it back. It's better than a stick burn. I ain't got to worry about it. I can get some rest. I got the propane system hooked up, ready to roll in the morning time when it's time to wrap. Okay, I need to tighten this up a little bit. So I'll probably run about 300 degrees, 325 once I wrap. Okay. So now I'm using my burner to light my coals. It takes like maybe 6-7 minutes, and you're ready to go. I'm using post oak today. You know, since I got a lot of meat, and I used a whole bag of Kingsford, so 16 pounds. And that's quite full. I guess give you a better look. Okay. So this is full. Whole bag. All right. And this is going to give me a long burn. I'll probably be wrapping in about 6 hours. Let's turn this off. There you go. Blazing hot. Now you can use what I got. You can use those little cube starters, or you can just get a quarter of a chimney full, about 10 briquettes, light them in your chimney, and then dump it in. I like this. It's a lot easier for me. All right, so I'm going to unplug this. Okay. Get out. Okay, now we're good on that. Take this out because it's hot. Alrighty, put that right there. Get off my wall. Okay, here we go. Good to go. All right, let's go ahead and put my plates back on. All right, to get me 250 all night long, wide open. Other side is closed. Right here it gets me 235, 230, but I'm gonna run 250, so we're gonna keep it like that. Just gonna close this up. So last look at the meat. Make sure everything is level, nothing's tilting, and then leave it alone. Once I close it, I don't spray anything. I'm running a dry pit. I'm just gonna let the meat go around in a circle and baste itself. Okay, I had a few rotations, good to go. Let's go ahead and turn off the pellet. Countdown is 10 minutes, and it will shut off by itself. It's a lot of meat. Picnic. Beautiful. All right, guys. Hey, I will see you early in the morning, about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Hey, blessings to you. God bless you, and we'll see you later.